You know that feeling, right? After a really exciting match, you just want the key stuff, the story behind the score, what really turned the game. But, well, who has time to sift through every single detail?
Exactly. And that's what we try to do here on the deep dive. So today, we're zoning in on a specific IPL game, Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Supergiants 2025 season. We're not just reading scores, though.
No, definitely not. We're using a great CrickBuzz piece as our guide. And our mission, our goal for you today is pretty clear. Really understand how Punjab Kings got that convincing win. What were the crucial bits? We want to go, a bit deeper than just the final scoreline.
And like always, whether it's an article like this, research papers, or even just our notes, we're here to pull out those key insights, give you that richer picture. So, yeah, let's dive into this PBKS versus LSG clash.
All right, so the big picture first. Punjab Kings PBKS, they beat Lucknow Supergiants LSG pretty comfortably by 37 runs. PBKS put up a huge total, 236 for 5.
Wow, 236, that's massive.
It is. And LSG, in reply, managed 199 for 7. And here's a little interesting point right off the bat. This was actually PBKS's first victory up in Dharamshala since 2023. Took them 5 goes at that venue to finally get a W again.
And that win, it wasn't just, good for morale. It actually pushed Punjab Kings up to second place in the league standing. So a really significant result for them.
Absolutely. Now, the CrickBuzz analysis jumps straight to something critical. It points to the very different starts both teams had to their innings. They basically say that is where the game was won. Let's unpack that a bit.
Yeah, it's fascinating when you compare them side by side. The power play, those first 6 overs with fielding restrictions, how each team went about it was just night and day.
So for Punjab Kings, even though they lost a couple of early wickets, they kept their foot on the gas, didn't they? Maintained a really high scoring rate.
They really did. Prabhsimran Singh was key there, very aggressive from the get-go.
Yeah, the numbers show it. In those first 6 overs, PBKS racked up 66 runs, losing 2 wickets. That's a run rate of 11 and over. And they smacked, 4 fours and 6 sixes just in that period.
And there were some key moments even within that power play. Akash Singh, who came in for LSG, he did get Priyansh Arya out early.
Okay.
But then Josh Inglis came in, showed intent straight away, hit a 4, then smashed Mayank Yadav for 3 sixes in a row. That must have really shifted the pressure back onto LSG.
Oh, absolutely. You can imagine the dugout's reaction. And Prabhsimran, he didn't let up either, did he? He apparently took advantage of Mayank's expensive over, too.
Yeah, hit him for a couple of 6s and a 4 in that same over. And, crucially, Nicholas Purin actually dropped Prabhsimran during that power play.
Wow, a dropped catch like that.
Yeah.
It can really come back to bite you, can't it?
Oh, definitely. Could have completely changed things. But he survived, hit another boundary to finish the power play strongly. Now, you flip that coin.
And look at LSG's power play.
It's a totally different story.
Yeah, the report says it was a real struggle for them. Only 38 runs in their first 6 overs, and they lost 3 wickets doing it. Just 6.33 runs per over, only 2 fours and 3 sixes. What happened there?
Well, the main reason was Arshdeep Singh. He was just superb with the new ball for Punjab. Started off really tight, conceded hardly anything, and then in his second over, he just ripped through that LSG top order.
Yeah.
Got Mitchell Marsh, then Aiden Markram, bang, bang.
Oof. 2 big wickets like that, so early in the big chase, that really puts you on the back foot.
Massively. And Arshdeep wasn't finished. He came back later in the power play and got Nicholas Purin, too.
So 3 huge wickets for him in the power play. Sounds like he was just on fire, finding his length, maybe getting a bit of movement.
Exactly that. Very disciplined, hit the right areas, and taking out those key players just completely stalled LSG's momentum before they could even get going. Ayush Badoni did hit 1-6 off Omar's side, but yeah, it was a power play that left LSG way behind the game.
So that stark contrast, PBKS flying versus LSG struggling, that really set the stage.
It absolutely laid the foundation for Punjab's win, no doubt about it.
Okay, so PBKS had that brilliant start. How did they capitalize through the middle phase of their innings? Prabhsimran obviously kept going strong.
Oh, he certainly did. What an innings from him. Finished on 91 from just 48 balls. The report notes how he just kept finding the boundary even when the field spread out and worked well with Shreyas Iyer rotating straight.
Right, Iyer played a key role too, didn't he? Scored 45. That partnership must have been pretty important.
Absolutely crucial. They put on a quick 50 partnership, kept the scoreboard ticking over rapidly, got PDKS past 100 runs around the 10th over mark. Shreyas hit some vital boundaries himself, took on the spinners.
Mm,
He did get out just before his 50, interestingly, dismissed by a spinner for the first time this season, apparently.
yeah.
But he'd definitely done his job in consolidating that fast start.
And it sounds like Punjab didn't really lose momentum after that either. Nehal Wathira came in, the Shashank Singh later on. They kept the pressure up.
They did. Wathira hit a quick 6. Then there was one over from Rathi that went for plenty. Prabhsimran hit 2 sixes. Wathira added a 4. That really propelled them towards a huge finish. That was a phase where PBKS really put their foot down again.
And the death overs, the last 5,
Hmm.
sounds like they were explosive. 75 runs in the last 5 overs.
Yeah, just a relentless assault. Even when Wathira got out, Prabhsimran kept attacking, and then Shashank Singh came in and added some real fireworks at the end, including one massive 6 that landed on the roof.
Wow.
Mayank Yadav, meanwhile, had a really tough outing, ended up going for 60 runs without a wicket. Ouch. And even Avesh Khan, after a tough time fielding, got hit quite a bit in the 18th over.
That 18th over, yeah, sounds like a key moment within the endgame. 26 runs off it. Prabhsimran hitting 2 sixes and a 4. Shashank adding 2 fours.
And they brought up their 50 partnership in just 16 balls.
Yeah.
Insane hitting.
So even though Prabhsimran finally got out near the very end, PBKS still managed to post their highest ever total at Dharamshala.
Which just underlines how dominant their batting was throughout the innings. Now let's swing back to the LSU chase. After that difficult power play, did they manage to, fight back at all in the middle overs?
The report mentions a bit of a counterattack, yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly led by Ayush Badoni and Abdul Samad. It seems they targeted the PBKS spinners, Chahal and Vishak Vijayakumar, for a period.
Ah, okay. So they showed some intent there.
They did. Badoni got to his 50 off just 22 balls, which is incredibly quick, and Samad was hitting powerfully too. They put together a pretty decent stand, actually, and managed to bring the required rate down just a little bit during that phase. Looked like they were trying to breathe some life back into the chase.
Right, inject some momentum.
But it sounds like maybe it wasn't quite enough or didn't last long enough. The dismissal of Rishabh Pant earlier seems like it might have hurt them badly.
Yeah, that was a blow. Just when they might have hoped to build something, Pant got out. Then David Miller followed not long after. Suddenly, LSG were really struggling, something like 73 for 5. So while Badoni and Samad did have that partnership later, by the time the 14th over finished, the required run rate was already like over 18 and over,
Yeah.
and it just kept climbing from there.
That's always tough. Even with Samad hitting some big sixes, when the rate gets that high, especially after losing early wickets, the pressure just builds and builds.
Exactly. Arshdeep came back and bowled another really good over near the end, gave away only 6 runs, just tightening the screws. That 6-wicket stand between Badoni and Samad, 81 off 41 balls, it was impressive.
Yeah, that's a great effort.
It was, but once Samad got out, it felt pretty much over. Badoni kept fighting, hit more boundaries, got a valiant 74, but with required rate just soaring, it was just too much in the end.
So circling back to that power play comparison, it really does feel like the defining chapter of the match, doesn't it? PBKS racing to 66 for 2, run rate 11. LSG stumbling to 38 for 3, run rate just over 6.
It stands out, yeah. That massive early difference in runs scored and, crucially, wickets lost. It pretty much set the trajectory for the whole game.
And while we've rightly focused on Prabhsimran's incredible hitting and Arshdeep's brilliant opening spell,
We should probably mention a few other performances, too. Akash Singh, for LSG, bowled pretty economically, got 2 wickets.
right?
Ayush Badoni's 74, as we said, was a fantastic effort under pressure. Abdul Samad's 45 showed his power. But on the flip side, Mayank Yadav, well, ill for 60 is a day he'll want to forget quickly.
Definitely. So looking ahead briefly, both teams need to dust themselves off quickly. PBKS stay in Dharamshala. They've got Delhi Capitals next on May 8th.
And LSG. They head home to Lucknow to face Royal Challengers Bengaluru on May 9th.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive on this PBKS win. The key takeaways seem pretty clear. Prabhsimran Singh's explosive innings was fundamental.
Absolutely set the perfect platform. And then Arshdeep Singh's early wickets with the ball were just devastating for the LSG chase.
And that huge difference in how the two teams performed in the power play overs, that feels like the absolute crux of it. LSG fought back later, sure, but PBKS's aggression right from the start really sealed the deal, securing the win and that important second spot.
Which kind of leaves us with a thought, doesn't it, for you listening? Considering how decisively the power play shaped this game, how much weight do you put on that ability to start really strong? How much does it dictate the outcome in these high stakes T20 matches?
It definitely makes you value those first 6 overs
Yeah.
immensely, yeah. And we also saw, moments of sheer individual brilliance. Simran's hitting, Arshdeep's bowling, and how quickly they can just grab the momentum in a match.
Well, hopefully going through the Crick Buzz analysis like this has given you a clearer, more textured understanding of how this PBKS versus LSG game unfolded, going a bit beyond just the score sheet to see the key moments and factors.